In this world, there is a student who goes by the name of Alfred, who is the most successful student at the university he is attending. He ranks number 1 in all his classes he is taking and always scores a 100% on everything. This man is on the right path, almost completing his bachelor's degree in business. Every time he gets a perfect score on an exam, he calls up his dad to let him know. Alfred calls his dad saying, "Dad, I just scored another 100% on this test. It was a very challenging one, but I got an A." As Alfred is on the phone, you can hear his dad mumbling, not really paying attention to him. He waits for a response but doesn't get one. The dad mumbles, "That's cool." Then he proceeds to hang up the phone on his son. Once a week, Alfred would call his dad, telling him about his achievements in school. His dad would give him the same response every time, getting worse and worse. A year goes by, and Alfred is months away from graduation. He calls up his dad and asks if he's going to be able to make it to his graduation. His dad responds, "Look, you know how busy I am with my business, so just make sure to record it and send me videos." He then hangs up on Alfred. AJ is sitting in his car in the parking lot on campus. Anger arises over his face. He drives to the campus office and storms inside. He demands the workers to drop all of his classes immediately. The workers said that there would be no refund issued, but that didn't bother Alfred. His best friend Noah sees him in the office and asks him, "What are you doing? We're about to graduate, Alfred." Alfred looks at him, but then rushes out of the office, gets into his car, and speeds away. Now we fast forward a year later. Alfred wakes up to beer cans scattered all over the floor of his apartment, marijuana and cocaine sitting on top of a table, and a bottle of prescribed Xanax. He notices that it is nighttime, so that means it is time to hang out with his friends. He invites his friends over and they're smoking and drinking. Alfred starts to pop 4 Xanax pills as he is drinking. 1 hour passes by and his friends leave his apartment to go clubbing. Alfred is too high to get up and go with them, so he stays. Suddenly, a sharp pain starts to stab him in the heart. He lets out a scream and falls to the floor. Hyperventilating, Alfred grabs his phone and calls Noah. Noah realizes that his old friend is in pain, so he hurries over to him and takes him to the emergency room. They get to the ER and Alfred is put on a machine that helps him breathe. He does not know what is going on, but Noah asks, "What's going on, Alfred?" "Everything was so good. We were going to graduate together and start that business we always wanted to start, but you just went downhill." Alfred is low on breath, but he manages to let out a message. "The only person I cared about in my life was my dad, but he never cared about me. I would always call him telling him how good I was doing in school, but he didn't care. So why should I care about myself? Nothing matters anymore when the one person you love the most doesn't show it back." Alfred starts to hyperventilate. The machine starts to beep louder and louder. Noah screams for the doctors, but it's too late. Alfred is now convulsing, coughing up blood in his oxygen mask, suffocating him. The doctors come rushing into the room, but as they do so, Alfred stops breathing. They pronounce him dead. Noah grieves in the corner of the room, but then decides to call Alfred's dad to let him know that his son has passed away. Noah explains to him why he dropped out of school and started doing drugs. Alfred's dad immediately feels the regret and knows he should have been more focused on his son, but it is already too late. From this day forward, his dad reminds himself every day that he should have been there. He lives with that pain for the rest of his life. This story shows us that words can encourage a person in a positive way. One small gesture can really impact the life of a person when they need it the most.